So literally, after I recorded that last message, I was reminded to go back and listen to a dream that I had. I want to say it was about 2 weeks ago. And it all, to me, comes together. So I'm going to combine these two messages into one because it all is making sense. A couple of weeks ago, I had a dream that somewhere, again, there was a bunch of women. I said, because I record my dreams, either I type them out or I'll say them in a voice note so that I won't forget for times like this. So there was a bunch of women, and I'm seeing one of them from the back. She seemed like a young girl, and I must have touched her hair. I did touch her hair. And she turned around. I thought I knew her. And she turned around and was like, "Oh, don't touch me." She was being real nasty. She looked really young in the face. She looked like she was about 14. So I'm like, this is a little girl. And so I apologized to her. I'm like, "Oh, I apologize. I thought you was someone else," etc., etc. Now, I apologized multiple times. However, she still wanted to be nasty. "Oh, don't touch me. Get away from me." Whatever she was saying, whatever slick stuff. I'm like, okay. I done apologized several times, like, you're pushing your luck, little girl. But I do recognize, well, at least I thought she was 14. So she was with another woman who was like my age. And the other woman steps in to defend her. And the woman is like, first I'm talking to the woman. I was like, "Oh, I thought she was a little girl." She was like, "No, she's 20. And I was like, "Oh, if I knew she was 20, I would have been dragged her because she's talking major stuff when I already apologized multiple times. I'm not going to keep apologizing to you." And so I don't know what happened. I don't know if I ended up beating up the little girl. But I know at that point, the bigger one wanted to fight me. And so she was doing all of this stuff because she was much bigger than me. So she was doing all of these things, like, you know how somebody's preparing to fight, using or trying to use intimidation tactics. And I'm just looking at her like I'm still, like, like real still. Like, I'm not even moving. I'm not flinching. I'm not nothing. You do all the karate moves and all the shadow boxing you want. I'm just looking at her like, okay. So then she finally decides to make a move. And so we fought like 3 or 4 times, okay? I beat her up so good that she was my friend after. And so when the younger girl inquires with her, like, "Oh, what happened? Did you beat her up for talking crazy to me?" And so she was like, "Well," she was like, "the first time, like, I put up a good fight," or something like that. She was trying to keep her dignity. And you know what I did? I allowed her to keep her dignity. I did. I didn't say, "No, I destroyed you." I let her keep her dignity. She was like, "Oh, but after the first round, she kind of got the best of me," or whatever the case may be. All of this, because I'm going to plug the next video in and you can hear the next stream that I had last night. All of this ties into the fact that there is a group of people, of women, plotting, scheming, getting together, planning on, I guess, for lack of better words, ganging up spiritually on some of the chosen ones, if you will, some of God's messengers. Okay, so it's not to be fearful of, right? Because they lost and they will continue to lose. At the end of the day, it's just something to be mindful of, that there's an energy right now of maybe gang stalking, trying to, do group rituals. Ooh, as I say that, look what shows up, a wasp. So yeah, I'm going to put that next video, I'm going to attach it together, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Hey y'all, what's going on? Lana here. Really quickly, I want to share with y'all a dream I had last night. Okay, so it's hot off the press. So I had a dream. I must have been at some type of lounge or something, right? Which in real life I would never go to. So I'm at the lounge, and there's like two groups of women. I remember it being all women. And it seemed like this group used to be one. Like, everybody knew each other. like they were friends or whatever the case may be, associates, whatever. It seemed like everybody knew each other. So I had to go to school. I wouldn't stand there. They be having ant farms there. I wouldn't walk on that if I was you. I had to go to class or school or something, right? So I walked out, but then I heard that somebody wanted to fight me or something. So I was like, okay. I went outside to my ride and I was like, hey, I gotta go back inside real quick. So the person who was driving me around was like, the person who was my ride was like, go ahead. So I went back in, and now when I go back in, this group is divided. And when I look to my right. There was a group of witches. When I say witches, I'm talking about the darker ones, okay? The ones who like to play in the dark, who like to throw stones and hide their hands, right? So the group is now divided. I see these witches to the right. I hear they plotting on the other group, which included me. So I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. But the head witch is trying to hide. Like, they're trying to hide her and cover her. But in all actuality, I could see her. She had this very, very distinct nose. Like, in the movies, how the nose be like, she had one of those. Like, my nose don't really got it. But she had one of them. And the name Juanita. The name Juanita kept coming up. So I don't know if her name was Juanita. I don't know. Juanita may be very significant. Maybe somebody else. Maybe one of y'all know Juanita. But there was a Juanita there. I think she was the head witch or really, really close to her. Nevertheless, I'm sharing this to say it's October. The people going to do what they always going to do. It doesn't really change, right? Just a new month, new day. So there's some type of plot going on, but clearly it was for you because what happened? I walked in on it. So, as always, I always like to tell y'all, be mindful. Make sure you're protecting your energy. Be mindful of the people you associate with, the people you call associates, friends, whatever the case may be, because these particular people were supposed to be friends. Were supposed to be cool. They were people that we knew, they knew, the people who was there, they knew each other. And then they turned on them with that backstabbing bullcrap and started plotting on them spiritually. Be mindful of the energy. Like, subscribe. If this resonates, if you know Juanita, please let me know, because I'm sick of Juanita. I done seen her. The name Juanita done came up twice. Juanita better not be in my energy, because I'm going to stomp her out. But anyway, I'll catch y'all later.